Hello. I was not able to put, I'm tired today. I was not able to put a little information on here, so I'm going to say Big Brother. Spoilers, by the way, these are going to be, not broilers. Oh my goodness. Brother. Spoilers. Live recap. And today is, what day is today? Oh my gosh, is it the 13th? No, it's the 12th. Recap September 9/12. Y'all, I tell you, I don't stay up okay, I'm gonna put there. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello. Let me see if I can pin comment. I did it. Y'all, I'm a little tired. It's been a very busy day. It's been a very busy few weeks. This super mom has been getting it done. It's not almost my birthday, but it's almost my son's birthday. But, all right, so my boy Donnie's going to hop on in just a moment. We're going to talk Big Brother. We're going to recap some stuff. My heart is broken for Quinn. I know. I guess I'm just kind of a sucker for some nerds. I don't know. I love him so much. I have to say, and you'll hear me repeat this in just a minute, that I love the fact that he owned it. He was like, I lied to everybody. He said my game was 7.2 out of 12. Like, his ownership of that was hilarious. And I just appreciate him just being like, I kind of sucked sometimes. And I just thought it was really cute and endearing. Also, his little crush on Leah. And I love that Leah has a little crush on him too. I'm in this for the Big Brother love. Okay, let me see. I know, I'm sad to see him go. I'm not going to get too much. Okay. Yep. All right. Donnie! Okay. Everybody knows already. I'm brokenhearted. My boy got booted. Quinn's gone. And I'm sad about it. I'm sad. And he'll get to talk to Julio. He's in jury. He's going back finale. Okay. He's in, there's like Big Brother family. Now he's in another tier of like elite Big Brothers that made it to the jury. Oh, look at the hearts. The jury. And so, obviously, Donnie, you're not surprised.
I hate to say I told you so, but
so hear me out. Let me just go ahead and put this out there in the beginning of this, because then people can get out if they want to. This is my take. You have the trio that is ruthlessly loyal to one another, and he was calling it out. He was like, look, I'm going to go after them. I'm still their target. Game-wise, he's a great player, kind of. But he's already he's self-proclaimed, he spoiled his game. So he would have been a good shield to use for the other side of the house. And honestly, I think that now they're going to be at the other, like, Tikor, Chemo, and Rabina are going to be able to really run the house a little bit. I see that happening.
it looks like that. And they're kind of in a position now where, and you know what this is like, right? From your experiences, that little group of three is extremely tight. And as a voting unit, they're even tighter.
Yeah.
And they don't even need to necessarily win at this point, right? Because they have voting power.
Yeah.
So now they're going to be in trouble if two of them go up on the block together. And that's going to present problems for them. So at some point, someone in that group is going to need to win an HOH over the next week or two. But yeah, you know what? I think Angela, I told you this last week. Angela
I
is
know.
really starting to impress me. Forget about the tears, forget about the crocodile tears, forget about the nonsense and the drama. She threw a Hail Mary bomb this week when she went up to Chelsea and she said, just so you know, there's a group of people and they're coming for your ass. And that's what pushed her to make this whole move, right? And that's part of the logic behind McKenzie saying, we don't need to get Angela out. Cares?
Yeah.
And like the way that Angela is manipulating from the sidelines while winning nothing is
Dude,
pretty impressive. Yeah.
Three times this woman has been saved from the block when she didn't even have the veto herself. Like, not like, it's different when you have the veto and you use it on yourself and you're like, boom, 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 I got you, right? I just like am just so amazed that she's been saved more than any other person in BB history, I think. Y'all fact check me, from somebody else saving her, not herself. Like, not winning the veto herself, and then she's coming off the block with somebody else giving her the veto when it wasn't even really needed. Like, they weren't even saving her because she's part of their group. Like
Yeah.
wow.
No, they saved her because they realize, A, she's not a threat to me, and she threw that Hail Mary bomb and said, guys, you get me out, and now there's this foursome that's coming for your asses. And
Yep.
like, I gotta tell you, in terms of, we've seen it happen for years on this show, right? Where people know that they're going home and they try their best to campaign, and a lot of times it falls on deaf ears. That's one of the best 11th hour moves to save your ass that I think I've seen in recent memory on that show.
I was really pleased at how Quinn kept fighting to the very end. I think that he argued a really great position to keep him. And what I appreciate so much about Quinn is that, yeah, not that he's had like his hand in a million different pots. I think that he actually played the game much better than he gives himself credit for. But he, again, like, the super fan downfall is that they overplay their alliances. And that's kind of what happened. But with Quinn, he understands, he sees, he is a chess player, and a lot of people playing checkers, or they're just not wanting to participate, right? So Quinn was a heavy participant and a huge strategist. Like, his ability to see all of the moves, who's doing what. I really liked watching him analyze the game moves and who could help him. I think Tucker was also very analytical.
Yeah.
Understanding strategy and understanding people's moves before they kind of knew what was going on. Because sometimes in this house, like, you're doing things and you don't even realize that you're creating a pattern, or like people can read what you're going to do before you even know what you're going to do.
But Tucker was
right. That's the
Tucker was a bit of a bull in a china shop, right?
Yeah,
like,
but he made it fun. Quinn is very analytical about it. Like, he makes it make sense to you, right? Where Tucker was good to confetti. He had good intent. He had the proper strategy in place. Tucker had the proper strategy, but Quinn has, like, and the application of their strategies was so wildly different.
For sure. I mean, Tucker was using a machine gun to swat flies. So, I mean, like, he was a little heavy-handed.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about Quinn, and I want to throw this out to you as a sidebar question, because there was a lot of references this week to Quinn being a super fan, and, you know, he is a super fan, and he knows this, and he knows that. Why would anyone going into that house ever reveal that they're a super fan? That just puts a target on your back. It has never helped anyone.
I think, honestly, because they are such a super fan, they're so so overwhelmed about being in the house finally, they just can't even help themselves. They're just
Chill
like,
the fuck out. Chill the fuck out.
So what was wild is that Josh, the winner on my season, was a super fan, and he never told anybody.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah,
Good
that
job,
was the one
people.
smart move he made.
Yeah,
Okay,
all season.
like, otherwise people thought he was just playing the game and had no idea what he was doing. But I mean, he didn't for the first half. I love you, Josh. I love you, Juju. But the other thing is, like, with being the super fan, you get to you know a lot of the strategies. It's just like studying chess. You're like, okay, if I'm going to do the queen's game and I'm going to do this, you know a lot of the strategies, and you know who responds about how or what you're doing. Then you're like, okay, this is, you can be very analytical. And I liked that. This is what I keep coming back to, is I like that Quinn was so expressive about understanding what was going on and playing the game. I think a lot of other players historically, myself included, didn't know how to articulate that very well. But he conveyed it very, very well. And I think that you're seeing these newer players come in that have like incredible, for lack of a better word, manipulation skills, like comprehension of people, human behavior, and manipulating it. Like,
Well, that's a great point, because the one thing I've said to friends of mine who ask me, people that don't watch this show, well, why do you watch that shit, right? And my first answer always, Christmas, is Big Brother is a human sociology experiment. It's like you're putting lab rats in a maze and watching how long before they eat each other.
And you feel
that's
that as a contestant, as a house guest, like you feel you're like
100%
run around and
yeah. Like I remember the early seasons of Big Brother, and the joke became like, it's one black guy with 13 white people, and the black guy's going mental. Like, these white folks are killing me. And then, like, the representation started to even out a little bit on the show, which was smart. And then it gets to a point where it's like, casting does such a good job of putting people on that show who are skating the edge of sanity. you know and I can imagine even a sane person, a mentally healthy person, going into that house, your paranoia is going to go through the roof. Like, Angela is losing it right now. Every time she walks in a room, they're talking about me, but it makes her active, and it makes her go seek shit out. She goes to Chelsea. They solidified an alliance yesterday. Bitch, you didn't hear that.
I'm laughing because like how I'm laughing because it's so true. I mean, like, people don't understand, like, especially when it gets to, like, right now, jury. Now that we're in jury, this timeline going forward, like, watching this tonight and the list last week was, you saw all the layers and the dynamics and the personalities and like the paranoia and everything. You see really start to unfold. And the first couple weeks are fun. Like, you're seeing people kind of like whatever, but this people's, you really start seeing their true core character come out, and they start breaking down, and they kind of start, this is the boiling point where you're just like, I'm losing my mind. And as less people are in the house. So as each week goes by, one, you're seeing these little, what you're talking about, the super groups, these little groups. If you're kind of isolating yourself to that group, you're getting less, and like, you're really kind of isolating yourself to the rest of the house. Like, so you're getting less and less rapidly of people to interact with. And people don't understand, like, when they talk about no contact with the outside world, there's none. There's nothing to read. There, like the Bible or whatever religious book that you have, you don't even get to bring your own. They provide it. That's why people are watching the fish all the time. And you really start to go into some dark places, and you'll see, this is where, like I said, this is where it starts getting interesting, because each week people start doing wilder and wilder things, and people are like, how can they do that? Because they have no other contact with anybody else. And the few people that are left in the house, most of them don't want to talk to you because they're not in your alliance, or you're not, you're annoying to talk to. And so whenever you come into the room, they leave. And so it becomes like this. I know I harp on this point a lot, is because the warfare in your mind cannot be fully expressed unless you have been in isolation of some point at this level. It's really twisted, but
And
it,
you know what just popped in my head as you're describing that? Big Brother season 26 is infinitely harder for people going into the house than Big Brother 1, 2, or 3, or 4. And the reason I say that above and beyond all else is when Big Brother 1, 2, 3 were coming out, humans were not androids. We were not attached to our goddamn cell phones 24/7, where it's literally a dependency.
yeah.
Now these people have been 8 weeks without checking their social media. Now they've been 8 weeks without getting a text from their mom. Now they've been 8 weeks without knowing what their BFFs are up to, and they're going a little crazy,
Well, the
right?
season duration is also much longer. It goes for
That's
3 months now.
true too. Yeah.
50 days, 45 days.
Was it that short?
It was pretty short. Like it went from maybe 60, 65 to 85 to 90-ish, depending on the summer duration, the week, depending on what CBS fits into the summer schedule.
Where's Clinton? He's our Big Brother encyclopedia.
In here.
How many days were the original Big Brother seasons, Clinton?
He's an encyclopedia. He's a fact checker. He's really amazing. I love Clinton. So I see this, and I'm excited to start watching now, because it's like, okay, people could mess up with their moves before, but now I really just don't want to see one side of the house just run the whole thing, the whole gamut, right? So I'm interested. I do think that, obviously, I mean, I think my opinion is biased, but I think strategically it would have been a better move to keep I wanted to say Cam. Why am I calling Cam out? Quinn.
Right.
But and maybe, I mean, I like T-Core as a player. I think they're going to do her and Chemo specifically are going to do really well, and they have their muscle, Rabina, right? Nice little trio. I don't know. It's interesting.
So you're saying strategically it would have been better to keep Quinn. Strategically for who or whom?
So they wouldn't flip the house.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Do it smart. If they do it right, which I think that they are very smart players, so they already have probably justice and see it, then they can probably run this to the end.
I like the idea of McKenzie winning HOH this week. I have a feeling that's what's going down.
Who do you think she'll put?
2 of the people of that 3.
Yeah.
So like T-Core and Chemo, and if one of them wins veto, Rabina, peace out.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it has to be.
I think Chelsea did a great job. I liked seeing her win HOH. I think that she held herself well. And listen, y'all, especially towards these later weeks, winning HOH is essential, but it's also dreadful. Like, you don't want to be the person to make those moves, but you want those moves to be made. And it sucks because you do, like Jason on my season, I loved him, but also I had to get rid of him. So you have these, and I think that they showed it really well this episode, of the dichotomy of knowing that you should get rid of a player, but you love them, and like you really connect to them, and you're like, wait a minute, I feel for this person, like I really, like they're my people, and then you're like, but I gotta cut them out.
I'm curious why
this episode.
Someone who's in the chat, Stanis Zeus skis, says, I agree.
Sorry, Russian?
He says, I agree, dumb move to get Quinn out. I don't think it's a dumb move.
I don't
think, I
think that it could have been, I think he could have been a key player for some of those outliers.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but I mean, if you're Chelsea,
You know, I mean, that's what I'm saying is like, sometimes you got to keep the more obvious targets in the house to play a quieter, more game.
if you're Chelsea or McKenzie or Cam, why would you want Quinn in the house? Right? That's just another person that's a threat to win stuff and pull puppet strings.
Yeah, but you position this, like, I think that this week he knows who he's going after. They're not gonna, they're at this point, the house has seen it too much between Quinn and the other three. So you have somebody that's going to be automatically targeted and who's going to target this other group that you're not a part of. And so they could have created a deal there. There was a good deal to be had on the table for vote and safety.
Yeah.
Come on, Donnie. I thought you said you wanted to play Big Brother, bro.
Listen, I'm not arguing that. I just think when Quinn realized he was the replacement nom, he kind of figured he was cooked. He knew that there was a 3-person voting block, that they were going to be solid. He had to make a Hail Mary move, and he didn't. So ultimately, that's what it comes down to, right? And I can't really sit here and feel badly for Quinn. Quinn got Big Brothered. It's what happens.
Bad. I'm glad that finally there was exactly what I asked for.
A backdoor.
Backdoor, baby. We're playing Big Brother now.
Yeah. You were out here last week asking for a legit backdoor, and we got one. The very first week that they got rid of the AI arena, here's a backdoor. Speaking of competitions.
Oh, I thought you were going to say speaking of backdoors.
No, that's personal. Speaking of competitions, holy shit. McKenzie winning Otev in one round?
I didn't watch that. I haven't seen it.
One round! She won Otev. When have you ever heard of such a thing?
I'm actually not comprehending this.
So you know, when they do the Otev, right? And usually the first few rounds, everyone's got the answer in their head. So Otev's clue is, you have to go find the name of the person who he's talking about in the clue that is no longer in the house, right? Uh-huh. So he says, was not able to play in any of the competition for week 1 or for the first HOH. Was not able to play in the competition for the first HOH. Everyone is going, well, Tucker and McKenzie didn't have a group of 3 as their team, and Chelsea and McKenzie's still here, so it's Tucker. They all went after the Tucker thing. And so they're all up there at the top of Otev, and they're showing, Otev, I've brought you Tucker. I brought you Tucker. I brought you Tucker. And then here comes McKenzie, the only one. She goes, I brought you Cedric. And they're all looking at her like, what? And she goes, yeah, guys, remember Cedric and Chelsea were the cheerleaders. They didn't get to play at all. Tucker and McKenzie didn't get to play in round 1 of HOH. What's that?
Because they were the mascots, because they voted to keep the AI.
They were the mascots. So Tucker
was the AI.
Right. Tucker and McKenzie did not get to play in round 1 of the HOH, but they did play. Yeah. Eddie and Chelsea didn't play at all. And Chelsea picked Tucker. Like, she didn't even put it together. The only one that put it together was McKenzie.
I'm impressed.
And she wins Otev in 1 round.
I gotta watch it.
That's sick.
That's so the girl's got some brains.
And imagine just even the peer pressure, right? When you're digging through the trash trying to find the right name, you see that everyone else is getting a Tucker. Yeah. You see that.
Yeah. You're like, wait, you second guess. You do that all the time, especially in these I like the later comps because they are a little bit more, they got a little bit more like depth, you know?
Yeah, it's all this memorization bullshit.
It's hard, man. And I'm telling you what, they think that just because you don't have anything to do in the house doesn't mean that it's easy to remember that stuff. I was having to go through, I mean, I was testing myself and quizzing myself all the time.
Yeah.
But like, you have to do it with yourself. You can't always have a study buddy, because sometimes their information is wrong.
Totally.
And then you want to give wrong information too, because even your final two, you don't want to give them all the information. But if you give them the wrong information, they know that information is wrong. Then they know that you're trying to sabotage them. I'm telling you, it gets crazy. It gets
so many times over the years, because Otev is one of those competitions they do every year. And so many times with Otev, you'll see 5, 6, 7 rounds of Otev. And it's like, he'll give out the clue. This person has purple pigtails on Sundays. And they're like, oh, I know. And they all slide down and they go get the thing. And I'm sitting there going, I don't know who the hell they're talking about. Like, I have no clue. But they all know, right? So when they all went and grabbed Tucker, I thought, oh, I guess it's Tucker. But I didn't have a memory of Tucker sitting out the entire competition, but they were all convinced. And then here's McKenzie. Yo, I got SETI. And they're all looking at her Christmas like she's nuts. Yeah. Right? And even when Otev goes, McKenzie, you are correct. Angela's like, what the hell? Like they were floored. Floored.
Oh man. So fun fact is I got to play Otev, but since I had my foot broken, I didn't play. And I begged production. I was like, please let me play. I was like, we'll get a trash bag, we'll duct tape it to my leg, I'll just stay on my bottom the whole time, just let me go. And they were like, nope. So,
yeah, what were you gonna do? Crawl on your face? Like, come on.
Yeah. I was gonna scoot around, but like.
Wait, did you play Otev your All-Star season?
No.
So you've never played Otev?
Yeah. I was final 3 and then 4th, right? I was 3rd and then 4th, and
never
Otev.
So you got to go back to the house. So you play
Otev. Okay.
What'd you say?
Huh?
What did you say? It cut off.
I said, BB, call me back so I can play Otev.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's a wicked idea.
I mean,
put Christmas again.
Like, I was so excited, and it was close to the end, so I was like, I'm okay. I'm not in pain anymore. I'm not on my pain meds. I was definitely on my pain meds, but I was like, let me play. They're like, absolutely not.
I'm convinced right now that, and I know I've said this the last 2-3 times we've done this, I'm really convinced that the smart money at this point is on McKenzie.
Yeah. That move with the Otev, like that memory stuff is huge.
It's amazing.
Like, honestly, I mean, we talk about how the games are very mental towards the end, but there are some seriously physical comps. Not like don't underestimate the person that has both. And yeah, it's, I don't know. We'll see.
The thing I like right now about where McKenzie's sitting is there's 2 distinct sides to the house right now.
Yeah.
But she's cool with everybody.
Yeah. She was definitely she was on the block all the time in the very beginning. And she did a really good job of like winning enough to keep her space and safe, but not being like a Tucker and stirring up too much stuff. Like when she won, it was like very quietly celebrated. And then she just kind of like faded into the background as much as possible, which was smart.
Which is not easy for a 6'8" woman.
Oh, no.
Trust me, I know.
And she's got a lot. She's got a lot of the ability to, like, she has it all. And so you really have, when you have all of those traits, you gotta downplay it. You gotta like be the quiet person. You gotta like not be, you gotta really kind of mute your pizzazz.
Yeah. That says, I agree, MJ is good. Who's MJ? Am I missing something?
McKenzie, maybe last name.
Oh, I don't know McKenzie's last name.
MJ, man.
Andy Jackson?
Know everybody. Know everybody.
Idea who that is. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is good.
Funny story is today my son lost his first tooth today, and I was putting him to bed right before because he goes to bed at like 7:30. I was putting him to bed, and he was like, he always touches my face, and just super sweet baby, and like I was so happy. I didn't mean to, but I started like kind of tearing up, and he was like, "Mama, are you crying?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "'Cause you love me?" I was like, "Yes, because I love you, and you're just such a big boy, and I'm just so proud of you." And like his little teeth, I gotta do the tooth fairy.
Have you seen that video?
And well,
Sorry, go. I'll tell you after. Go.
okay, and oh man, I don't remember. There was an actual point of Big Brother to that, but I don't remember anymore. Just my cute baby.
Well, I was gonna.
Oh, he was doing this spinning thing. It was what you're talking about with Michael Jackson. He was doing this spinning thing when I picked him up from school today, and he was like, "Watch me!" And he'd spin around, and then he'd pop up on his toes. I was like, "Ooh, that is fresh." It's like Michael Jackson, and then I started crying about how cute he was.
I saw this video the other day on, I think it was on Instagram, and this little kid, he's yelling from upstairs. His dad is in the kitchen, and you hear the little kid yelling, "Dad, the tooth fairy left me $110."
And he's like,
And he's like, "What? No, the tooth fairy left you $210s. No, it's $110." He comes down. Fuck, the tooth fairy was drinking last night.
"Yeah, so."
Wait, can I tell you one more funny tooth fairy story?
I love that. It made me laugh, which is kind of funny because 2 days later, my son loses his tooth.
I want to tell you one more funny tooth fairy story.
Yes, I'm here for it.
When my son was 7, I think 6 or 7, he lost a tooth, and he's like, I said, "Oh, you're gonna put it under your pillow for the tooth fairy?" He's like, "Tooth fairy's not real." And I'm like, "Oh, hey now." And so like he was all like just of this mindset, right? He said, "Well, if the tooth fairy is real, why is there no proof?" I said, "Okay, here's what we'll do. You go to bed tonight. I'm going to set up my phone. I'm going to put it on to record all night long, and we'll see if we catch her." Okay. So the next morning, I showed him I had downloaded an app, and it puts an animation of the tooth fairy on your kid's video. So he's literally sleeping, and here's the tooth fairy swooping into his pillow. And all of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, I was wrong."
One, send me that app. Two, he was going to sleep, and I was like, "Okay, so you got to go to sleep." He was like, "But Mama," he always said, "But Mama, is the truth strong?" Because he talks about the strongest woman in the world, and I was very strong. She has to pick up your head to get underneath your pillow, bro. And he was like, "Oh, she is strong." And then this boy like totally like roasted me. He looked at me, he goes, "But Mama, you still have your baby teeth." I was like, "No, I have tiny teeth, but these are my adult teeth. Okay, so don't me." He was like, "Oh." He did that. He goes, "Oh."
The other day, well, not the other day, maybe a month or two ago, my son lost one of his last baby teeth, and he says to me, "Remember when you lied to me with that video of the tooth fairy?" He's like, "Yeah, I know. I downloaded the app on my phone."
Oh man, holy cow. I know.
Just keep the magic alive, bro.
He did ask me. I was like, "Well, we got to go to sleep because like she's going to come and she's going to visit you." He goes, "The tooth fairy is a girl?"
I mean, not the Rocks movie.
No, because I think all of them are boys. And I was like, "Okay." He goes, "But have you seen them?" I was like, I was like, "Can I be honest with you?" He's like, "Yes." I go, "I've actually never seen them, any of them. So could be boys, could be girls. But I do know they bring you something for your teeth. And he was like, okay. It was really cute.
Let me segue back to Big Brother, because I said, just trying to keep the magic alive, right? Trying to keep the magic alive. Joseph evicted last week.
Yes.
Now, went out publicly this week saying production interfered with the game. And you know very well that is as taboo as it gets. I saw a Facebook group for Big Brother fans where the headline, it was just like a clickbait headline. It said, production interfered with the game, says evicted house guest Joseph. There's 1,000 comments. I knew it. This is what we've all known for years. Finally, a house guest has the balls to say it. None of them read the actual quote or the article. They just all read the damn headline. So I went and clicked and I read the article, and Joseph is claiming that production asked him in DR, which Big Brother past house guest do you compare yourself to? And he said, I don't know. And they're like, well, who do you think? And he said, I guess Dr. Will and Dan Giesling, because I want to play like them. And he claims he never said he was the Dr. Will of the season, but that production put those words in his mouth. Dude, Joseph, if anyone clips this video and sends it to Joseph, I'm talking right to you right now. Bro, you done said that shit, and you know that you're blaming production because now you sounded dumb. Okay, bro? I love you. You're a good dude. The mustache is killing it, but that was some dumb shit. Don't blame production.
So, production doesn't tell you what to say. Let me say that again.
Bitch, don't make me laugh when I'm drinking.
Don't drink when I'm saying something dramatic.
Always.
Production does not tell you what to say. Production will ask you questions. You have a diary room, a room designated to sit and say all your thoughts. That's your only communication to anybody in the house other than your house guests. And they're not talking. They're like, they want to make sure you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
They also want to, if you go in there, like, they want to ask questions because they do have a show to produce. So as the producer, it's my job to ask you questions to figure out who you associate yourself in the Big Brother family, right? If you decide to answer that and then decide later that you didn't like your answer, that's your fucking problem. I have said things in Big Brother. I have done things in Big Brother that I didn't afterwards or even in that moment like of myself.
Not you.
Right?
Not you.
That was my fucking problem, right? That was mine to deal with. Like, and that was it. Like, I had to deal with the aftermath of that for myself and for the world. And just because you can't handle the heat, and listen, I get it, Joseph, I'm going to tell you right now, I understand what you went through. I was there twice the whole time, okay? I understand the feelings and all this going on, but man, you can't say that, like, you can't say that. You can't. CBS, they will die to keep the integrity of the game intact. And that I know 100%, like, and not because, like, I think, no, because when I broke my foot, I left the Big Brother house to go get surgery, to go see the doctors. What I had during the red tape around that, I mean, I was blindfolded. I had earmuffs on. I had, like, I was basically like in this weird time travel capsule just to go get medically checked out so I could stay in the house. That's how ruthless they are about saving the integrity of the game.
But
like,
you realize when that happened, okay? I remember this vividly. When you got hurt and you had to leave the house and have surgery, there was people out there online talking like, oh, this is not fair. She needs to be evicted. She's getting special treatment. She's chatting with other people that have left the house. She's talking with her family. You think her family didn't come visit her when she was having surgery? Are you dumb? Obviously, they're giving her information.
Yeah, so that was like, I understand that that's what was thought. Let me tell you, when they call, and this is what I found out after I got out of the show. My assistant, so I had a whole business, and one of the best girls in my life ever, Jen Armour. I love you, girl. You are amazing. Super strong mama now. She is the one that kind of like, they told my parents, my mom, and my mom was freaking out. Super mama bear. Went into, she was like, well, I'm going to come to the hospital. Like, I'm going to figure out what's going on. And she was told, if you show up, like, I don't know exactly what was said, but they said, if you show up, then she will not be able to go back into the house. If anybody outside breaks that red tape, you're losing her game for her.
Done.
They couldn't call me. They couldn't do anything. I had no communication with anybody outside of the house when I was outside the house, other than my doctor going, this is the worst type of break that I've ever seen in all of my career. And he was one of the specialists for Les Frank fractures. Like, I broke 10 bones in my tiny foot, and not the easy ones, right? And he was like, you annihilated. I had 10 screws, 2 plates, 2 pins. I severed everything. And so, like, when I tell you that they really stuck their neck, like, production stuck their neck out for me to stay in the show, but also balancing the integrity of the show. That's when I get upset, when people start blaming production. No, you played a bad game, you made some bad decisions, and now you have to sit in it with yourself, and that's what hurts, not production.
Own your dumb shit, Joseph. You compared yourself to Dr. Will, but Dr. Will never got evicted before jury, my friend. And you know what? If you're going to compare yourself to arguably the greatest player ever, you have to at least be one of the top 10 players in your season. and you weren't, bro. Like, you had fun. You made some new friends.
Yeah.
Your DMs are probably full right now. That's good. You might get an endorsement deal from one of those shaving companies online. Great.
Oh, he'll call from that Manscaped company. Listen, I want Joseph to, like, look back and enjoy the time that he had there and appreciate it, because it's beautiful. And I do, like, I know that I went on a little bit of a soapbox on that, but I want, like, this whole conspiracy theory about how production actually produces it and tells you what to do and what to say. I get really mad about it. I get mad about it because I've seen the depths of their commitment to the integrity of this show.
I'm gonna endeavor to do something. On my podcast, The Godfathers of Podcasting, I am going to make an effort to get Joseph on my show as a guest. And I'm going to have a one-on-one conversation with that man. I'm going to say, come on, own your shit. Come clean. It's going to be a good cathartic moment for you, bro. And then I'll give you a big bro hug, and I'll shave my beard, and I'll get a matching Joseph mustache in a sign of solidarity.
I just want to say mustache.
Mustache. But you're going to own your shit, Joseph.
You're
going to own your shit.
Mustache.
I saw a comment from Clinton. He said he 3D printed a Big Brother key.
I saw it on his Instagram. It's rad.
Clinton, I'm going to say this right now. I don't know what kind of time, effort, or money went into making that goddamn key, but if a Donnie Big Brother key shows up at my house, you're going to be my new best friend. I'm just saying.
Clinton, I owe you a package, okay? I need to, look, I'm going to put it on my, I'm going to write it on my,
Clinton,
to do.
I won't give you my package, but I will send you something.
Not his package.
Not my package.
All right.
But definitely want a 3D printed Big Brother key.
All right, I got it. I'm at my desk, y'all. So,
do you still have your Big Brother key?
I definitely have some. I actually have my tag. I think I sold my key for charity.
Really?
Yeah. So
I keep nothing. nothing. I keep nothing. I have no mementos. Like, I think that if I had actually ever gotten a real key, I would have lost it by now. I have friends that never lose anything. They're like fucking pack rats with their career mementos. I have nothing.
I have a lot of stuff.
Good for
But I also have had a lot of careers. And not because I can figure out what to do, it's because I've done everything really well.
you. Just did everything.
I am patting myself on the fucking back right now because I worked really hard for a long time and I've done some pretty incredible things.
Just remember,
Tonight, I drank the cherry Coke.
just remember, the great Gorilla Monsoon once said, "A pat on the back is only 18 inches away from a kick in the ass."
I shut up, didn't I? I gave myself a little clap and I said, yeah, I mean, I had both my mugs. So I have like a little cup of fun memorabilia stuff. I have my first lug nut that I hit during Daytona 500 debut. I have some CrossFit Games medal. I mean, I have like 1 or 2 pieces from every big highlight.
That's good.
Let me see, yeah. And
You want a Christmas tour?
I have my books on the shelf, and then I got like a few little things, but they're like the cool things that you want to just keep.
That's sick. I love that. I love that.
I do have the 2 original comic posters.
Oh, nice. You have the actual big, huge things that were on the show?
Yeah, big ones.
Are they like hanging on a wall?
No, they're kind of aggressive.
I don't remember what yours were.
One of them, I'm riding a reindeer with shooting missiles. That was season with because I would go around on season 19. I'd go around the house with my crutches occasionally, and I would shoot like at the camera. I put my crutches up and go.
Comic book for that one.
What?
What's the name on the comic book?
I don't know. Let me go get it. Give me 2.
This is awesome. Okay. Christmas is gonna go get her Big Brother season 19 comic book cover. This is the best. I'm so glad we went off on this stupid tangent. This is so entertaining to me. Oh my god. Clinton, I saw your message. That's awesome, man. I didn't realize you ordered it from somewhere. I thought you were saying like you made the thing with a 3D printer. People that know how to make stuff with 3D printers are a different kind of genius that I don't wrap my head around. I would love to have that skill set, but I don't. And I still have no idea how to say your name. Staniszewski's. Is that right? I'm glad you love it. I love it too. We're having so much fun here. And just being absolutely ridiculous. I've been exhausted all day and I've been feeling really under the weather. And y'all are just giving me a little bit of energy. Donnie, would you ever go on Big Brother? I've talked about this on here before Christmas. If I went on Big Brother, I'm very certain I'd be evicted on night 1. So
Donnie wins the whole thing. All right, so this I like the first one. I mean, I probably like, I don't know, they're both.
I'm thinking right now that you wouldn't got this. This is hilarious. Oh my god, look at that thing.
Says the fa la 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 lunatic. And
fuck, you gotta frame that shit.
It says, "You Feliz Navidad."
Oh my god.
Scooter. So I have my broken foot, and I'm riding my scooter, and then I'm shooting missiles. Is that better?
Yeah, that's phenomenal. I love the scooter.
Yeah, that was my first. I mean, look at my face. I'm like getting at it.
That's not the same one that was on the show, though, right? Aren't they way bigger?
No, they're this size.
Oh, they are.
Look at my face. Like, I'm having a good time.
I've seen that face on TMZ.
Let me see. Yeah.
That's the I'm about to fuck a bitch up face.
Allegedly.
No evidence.
This is the second one. I was pregnant and hormonal.
Oh, I'm not judging you, girl. I'm down.
Like every single one, I'm highly aggressive. Everybody else gets like seductive ones. They're like, no, we're gonna make her
Mrs. Hans.
Mrs. Claus. I'm slashing.
Oh my god.
It says slashing through the snow.
I love that.
Look at that poor snowman. And I love the snow.
Yeah, you fucked Frosty up.
And I'm like,
You need to frame both of those and put them in the entranceway to your home.
this is the original one.
What is that? Oh, because that was the other side of it.
Yeah.
That's badass. I'm so jealous.
But September 2020 and September 2017. I like that they put the they put the dates on it and stuff. Anyway, a little only a few things I keep, right? Pickle, come here.
Wow. That is so slick.
Pickle. Come here. All right, I gotta show you my fluffy dog before.
All right. Clearly there wasn't enough good stuff on this week's Big Brother because we're just fucking around.
I know.
We're in mourning because Quinn is gone, so now we're just fucking. Hi, puppy.
Look at this fluffy puppy. Pickle.
While you play with puppy, someone's asking a question which I can actually answer for you. It says, I want to audition when I'm old enough. How many times did it take you to get a Big Brother? How long did the audition process take? Christmas didn't audition. They came after her because she already had a reputation.
I will tell you that I went through the whole process though, and it was brutal. Like when I say brutal,
In a tape.
huge application, lots of psyche evals.
Yeah. They want to make sure they're crazy.
Like once you do go, like multiple interviews, it was a lot. And then
yeah, they do.
Like you never really know that you're going to go until they show up, and even then, you don't know if like you might be an alternate or you might be like something else. Like you don't even know if they're going to pick you if you show when they show up. So it really like when they do those little reels and stuff, it's like, are we just pretending now still, guys? Or like, and they're like, no, you're going, and you are shut down. Your bag's already packed. They basically put you in a car and you can't, they take your phone right then. Like it is some Secret Service stuff. It's really impressive on how like I mean, I talk about this all the time. I'm really impressed at how like you have two people watching you the whole time. You can't make any more phone calls. Like you had to prepare to go, or you just don't. Like it's pretty wild.
I have never asked you or anyone I've spoken to from Big Brother this question. So I'm going to ask you right now because you just brought it to mind. On that first episode, they always have the moment that you're referencing where the house guest's like, oh, I'm a bartender. I'm pouring drinks. And she lifts up the bottle. Oh, my key. Right? Like, everyone's like, oh my God, a Big Brother key. They do that whole thing. So what's that process like? Are they handing it to you ahead of time and saying, okay, be surprised because, we're going to film you? Or are they actually showing up somewhere, stashing it? But you're being filmed. So what's up?
Yeah. So they're basically, and I think they do this. They have a list of finalists, right? And from what I understand, so this might be different, but from what I understand, say they have 16 people that go in the house, but they film 30 people, right? Right. So they have a whole list of finalists because one, if you leak that you're kind of like a potential finalist, they got to really stack the odd, like stack their favor to make sure that the game is stayed intact. So you know they're coming to film you because you are a finalist, and like you get the key and you're like, that's kind of like where you see a lot of the awkward responses, right? I think maybe that's what you're talking about, is like you see people and they're like, yay, okay, because the reality of them actually going hasn't hidden yet, and then two, you're like, but wait, is this real? Like, am I really going? And they're like, yeah, you're not, like, so filming some people that are like what they want to lock in, but if you mess up in that last little bit, then they have backups.
Yeah.
So they don't give you the key. Like, that discovery of the key is legit.
That's cool. I like that. I'm glad I asked you that question because I never asked that. Daniel in the chat, DSEM9848, brother is rigged. Dude, blow me.
So much for your uneducated information.
You're so dead ass wrong, bro. It's the least rigged reality show that exists. I can actually tell you, many years ago, my old pal Johnny Fairplay, when he was on Survivor, Fairplay told me about times when they would shoot competitions and then the person who won, but they would do reshoots to get different angles. So it's like, okay, everyone jump back in the water. And it's like, well, how reality is this reality show if you're doing reshoots, right?
Yeah. You can tell, like, the only thing that we would redo is like if we were like HOH, there's a script, right?
Right. Right. You got to say your lines. Right. It's my duty as the HOH to nominate 2 people for eviction.
Yes. Not everybody's that good or a super fan to remember all those things verbatim every single time. Or like they'll ask us questions. In the DR, we can't, like, they'll interview us about a competition and we know what happened, but we need to kind of say what we were feeling in the moment as if it's happening in the moment. But otherwise, like, dude, we're videoed 24/7. There's no.
This guy says.
The concept of reality of, like, if I had cameras in my house right now, that's a different reality than Big Brother. Big Brother is an isolated reality, right?
Yes.
So,
Daniel just said, if it's not rigged, why would Angela get saved all the time? Because she's a good social player, you knucklehead.
I don't know.
Because she's manipulating people into believing she's not a threat. And meanwhile, she might be the biggest threat in the house right now. She might be the biggest threat to win the whole damn thing. And the reason people keep saving her is they see her as a lone wolf all by herself with no allies, no one to help her out, and they can get her out at any time. We've seen this happen in the past. God, these conspiracy nut jobs drive me crazy. It's so rigged. It's obvious. Shut up.
Oh my gosh, Donnie, you're so funny. It doesn't even faze me.
It annoys me because I see it all the time.
Or like, oh, that so-and-so said this about you. No.
Yeah, I know.
They did.
If he was talking shit about me, I'd be like, whatever, bro, and off we go. But he's literally just saying shit he doesn't understand. Oh, it's clearly rigged.
Well, it's what most people that I'm gonna back on up out of this.
I'm not. Fuck you. Right now, she's in one of the best spots. Everyone thinks that she's not a threat at all, and of the other people, and all of the other people are going to take each other out, and she'll probably make it to the end. Yeah, George Grace, 20. George, you did.
That is that's a highly a likely option. Yes, but do I think that she is like a master manipulator and like, nah. Oh,
No, I don't think she's a master manipulator. I think she does just enough. I think here's what I think. She made a comment this week on the show. I think it was on the Wednesday show. And she talked about how she's very intuitive and she's been studying the people in the house. So when their body language changes, she picks up on it like that. So she knows. And that's a really powerful life skill to have in that house. Because you know when people are scheming and shit. And that's what caused her to throw that Hail Mary pass that saved her ass this week. So, you know what? What?
Julie Saylor's like going to bat for you. Yeah, listen, I told you there's a combination of reading people and manipulating them. If she can stop crying, which I think that her reactions this week were way less annoying and way more calm and way more controlled, and I think that will help her a long way. So
you know what we do? What? Ew.
It ain't Halloween, yo. I just got spooked. No, we'll just go ahead and ghost that. Boo.
That was a big old boo.
Boo.
You know what we did? Here's what we didn't talk about at all from tonight's show, and I want to get your opinion.
Yeah, I have a lot.
No Julie Chen.
She had COVID. She put out a message earlier today that she had been sick and she still was testing positive, like there's some residual. I'm okay with it. With it.
Sure. But what did we think of Jerry O'Connell?
Well, one, I've had a long-term crush on him for a long time. I mean, who doesn't?
That dude, man, he hits way above his average. Like, I remember seeing a roast when John Stamos was on there, and someone goes, man, you lost Rebecca Romaine to the fat guy from Stand By Me. But Jerry O'Connell has been a home run hitter his whole life. Good for him. And now he's got Christmas Abbott on the sides waiting.
I'm a fan.
Good.
Yeah, he's corny. I like him. I mean, I like that he didn't take it too seriously. He had his own little flair. He honored Julie's like position. I liked it. Listen,
yeah,
that position, as he referenced, he was a substitute teacher tonight, which I thought was really cute. But like the pressure she's been doing that show 26 shows. You're going to come in and like substitute on a whim for the night. Yeah. Whew. Well,
for the most part, he kind of did his best Julie Chen impression, right?
Yeah.
He kind of delivered the lines with the same kind of cadence and intonation that she does, which is fine because people are so weird when it comes to any kind of change. It's like as soon as something changes, oh, this sucks. It sucks now because they change. It's different. So I like the fact that he did his best Julie Chen impression to keep the crazies at bay. The one thing I noticed, production definitely someone said to him, hey, ask the evicted house guest, how am I doing? Because he looked so awkward asking Quinn, so last question, how am I doing?
I liked it. I think it made it like friendly, and you know, I think that it was a good question to ask. And I also think that here's what you're talking about. I think what you're talking about is the super fans keeping them at bay. When you go into something of this with such deep rooted fanatics, that is where fan is derived from, fanatic, then you can't, even if you wanted to do something, it's like The Price is Right. When the host of forgive me, it's August, 2 hours past my bedtime. You have to kind of keep the cadence of the original show, or else it becomes a completely different show, and like you lose a lot of that love for how things are delivered.
100%. You know what? I had this conversation.
Able to kind of show
conversation last week.
Sorry.
So I was going to say I had this similar conversation last week on my radio show, which is, we cover the world of pro wrestling, a guy who has been on that show forever and ever and ever as one of the lead announcers, has moved off of the Monday night show. He's moved to Fridays. They brought in Joe Tessitore, who used to do Monday Night Football. He's done college football. He's an ESPN play-by-play guy. Like, he's a legit sports announcer, and now he's doing play-by-play for the WWE. And I thought he did a good job. And the fans like, fuck him, he sucks. He doesn't understand. And it's like, people go nuts when you change something just a little.
Yeah.
He'll be there for the next year, and eventually they'll be like, I guess he's okay.
Yeah.
Everyone just needs to take a change management course.
Well, I mean, I thought it was great with him having his own little personality shine, but also really sticking to the script. And yes, that is produced. That part is produced.
Isn't Jerry O'Connell Canadian?
I don't know.
I think he is. Somebody Google that for me. I think he is. I think he's one of us.
It said Clinton's coming in with the facts. He said, I guess he said do. I said maybe it's mean don't forget Ainsley. Ainsley said that she's taking a vacation next week and we get another sub.
I don't know. Ainsley said she's taking vacation or she's done with the show and there's a new AI. That did come in at the end. They said he will be coming here. And, so the way it was phrased, the house guests started panicking as they went off the air, thinking like, is someone else coming into the house? Is it just another AI with a male voice? Like, what are we dealing with? Is it Zingbot? I heard someone say as they were going off the air. So there's a lot of panic right now in the house in terms of what the hell's going on, right?
Zingbot could possibly happen. You don't ever know when Zingbot's going to happen. They usually wait for it to be smaller numbers.
Yeah. Zingbot will be in the next couple weeks for sure.
Yeah.
See.
All right. Any other questions? I gotta roll to bed. I'm tired.
Staniszewski commenting on my wrestling thing. Pat McAfee would have been better. Yeah, Pat McAfee's a fucking stud. I love that guy. But he's off making his hundreds of millions doing college football for now.
Okay, so speaking of studs, go ahead and plug your podcast because it's going amazing. Am I gonna die?
My podcast, we ended up not being able to do a show this week because we had to reschedule our guests at the last minute. But that guest will be on next week on Godfather Podcasting. Christmas, you're going to want to watch this episode next week because it's going to be fucked. Do you know the stand-up comedian? You know the show Kill Tony?
Yeah.
So this guy has been on Kill Tony a bunch of times. He's been called a Kill Tony. He's a Kill Tony legend. Last year, he was a finalist on America's Got Talent. Aaron Belial, the mute comedian who speaks through his cell phone because he can't actually talk.
I'm going to look up this guy.
And he roasts the shit out of people. It's Aaron, Ahren. He's another Toronto boy. Aaron Belial has become an international star. He's going to be on my podcast next Thursday, and I'm so stoked to talk to his phone. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And my radio show, new episode dropping this Sunday night, 11 p.m. on TSN Radio, iHeartRadio, and everywhere else. New website just went up, hugepopradio.com.
Huge Pop.
This week, I'm going to be doing a one-on-one interview with the former world champion, a man who is one of my all-time favorite pro wrestlers and one of my all-time favorite people, to be honest with you. John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL. This dude is an absolute genius to talk to. He used to be on Fox News all the time giving investment advice. Like, imagine you're getting investment advice from a fucking wrestler, but this guy's a shoot genius. He's a legit genius. And one of my favorite professional wrestlers of all time. He told me this story about while he was champion, he was a bad guy, like a real bad guy. And the company's like, okay, we're going to get a bunch of t-shirts made with your name on it and sell them at the shows. And he saw this. He's like, you go ahead and put that shit back in the box and get it the fuck out of here, because I don't want one person cheering me, even ironically. I'm the fucking villain. So he costs himself residuals and royalties because he's like, I don't give a shit. My character is what matters. And I'm like, bro, all respect to you for being that dedicated to your craft, right?
Wow.
Turning down tons, like we're talking about millions of dollars in royalties that he's turning down. He's like, I don't give a shit about that. I'm true to my craft. And I'm like, fuck, I love that shit.
Well, he's also enough to not have to depend on that, which is a different conversation altogether.
Like he wasn't struggling for milk money. So like that wasn't a problem. But my conversation with JBL, one of my favorite interviews I've ever done in the last 26 years. Yes, I'm old. That'll be Sunday at 11 p.m. And if you can't hear it on TSN radio because you're not in Canada, you can go to hugepopradio.com and check it all out.
Hugepopradio.com. I love it. Donnie, your favorite? Let's see the heart. It only works on mine. Sorry.
I know. Why doesn't mine do anything?
I don't know, you
Do I have to hit these effect buttons? Like, what is this?
have to put the love into it.
Oh, now I'm a horror show.
You're terrifying. Donnie the devil. Okay. Love you so much. I'll chat with you soon. Y'all, I hope you enjoyed this. We just kind of talked about nothing for a little while. It's what we do.
Yeah. I want you to get those posters framed and put up on your walls.
What is my son going to think about that?
He's going to think he's got the coolest fucking mom ever.
Yeah. He's like, but Mama, are you the strongest woman in the world? I'm like, yeah.
He's like a goddamn superhero riding a reindeer and shooting lasers.
He's like married. Yeah, he's like my little rucksack.
Yeah, no, he's gonna love that shit.
Yeah, he'll think it's cool. Maybe I'll be this for Halloween.
You should be Mrs. Claus.
I crack myself up. I know. One last picture of it. Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, totally. They should fully put you in the next Wolverine movie.
I mean, I may have been wrong on. They gave me the sexy outfit here. What's up? Look at that outfit.
I'm just thinking, send that poster to Marvel and be like, put me in the next Wolverine film.
Actually, yeah, I should tell Rob that he should make me a comic. Okay. For the 5th time, look, I'm rubbing my eyes. I'm not tired. I'm not. I'm gonna stay up. I'm gonna stay up all night. This is a struggle. Each week I look forward to it and then I dread it.
You know what? When you went to go get the posters, I was telling everyone watching, like, I've been drained of energy all day, like so tired, and I'm ready to pass out. So
okay.
Thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Good night, Christmas.
See you next week.
I will send you the Tooth Fairy app.
He's gonna lose his mind. That would be amazing. Please. I gotta do some work before I fall asleep. All right. Bye, Donnie. See y'all.